Hello and welcome to Monday. Yes, Monday. Here at the library. Um, Somebody in the chat was saying yawn. I was like, oh, you're not excited about this hype music? I actually really dig that song. I'm trying to come up with an outro, but I'm being very picky on the music. This is not the not excited about waking up from a nap under cozy blankets. Um, I'm gonna get better about not taking naps. I almost took one today. Got home nice and early today, and talked to my bosses, my new company, about trying to convert my work schedule to 4 10s. So instead of 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., it'd be 6 to 4 because I choose not to take a lunch. I take my lunch at the end of the day. Um, so I drive home for lunch. And if I do that, it would, one, free me up for more events on Fridays, be able to do more social media stuff for the company and for what I do here in library land. So, welcome to our Monday of what's happening in, I don't know, I haven't come up with a good name for this, because I don't want to call it news, because it's not news. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. But we do cover all kinds of different things here at the library. And if you don't know who we are, we're Alexandria RPG. We're a non-profit role-playing game library. We travel around to events, and no one can hear me because my mic is way over there. Why do you guys pick middle of rearranging my office? Can you hear me now? I have no clue. Thank you. Windows decided to drop my audio device somewhere along the lines. Awesome. Well, it's back. Back again. Um, so welcome to the library, and we'll try that one again. 7 minutes into the show, figuring audio out. Uh, wouldn't be a Monday stream with the audio. We actually had a good streak there for a while, several months, where the audio was, and I get everything up, I get it tested, it's like it's working, everything's cool. And why is my audio coming out of my phone? I don't want to hear that. Oh, well, that can go. So let's go over it. We got a couple new books. Well, actually, so I want to cover something. Windows ruined my audio setting panel today. Yeah, my favorite was Dell pushed an update for my laptop, and I get somewhere and discover that my keyboard was borked by an update, and there's a update to fix it, but I had to go get a keyboard to connect it to be able to get my keyboard back. And I was like, thanks, guys. Awesome. Anyways, it's break time. Gotta love the ads. I'm gonna figure out how to get the other chats into the chats window as well. Uh, well, it's an Alienware. It was. I love Dell and slash Alienware's used their scratch and dent stuff. You can get incredible discounts if you're cool with not having a long warranty. Which I either run through a laptop long before its warranty is done, or I have it way past its warranty. So. Anyways, we are the state of Washington. It's a bunch of individuals are reaching out to companies, and they're trying to start what is the Tabletop Gaming Alliance. So it's a professional organization, kind of like a farm bureau. A lot of people don't know what a farm bureau or anything like that is. Oh, hey, thanks for the gifted sub. That is awesome. All those are very super amazingly helpful. So, what a farm bureau does is farmers, they become part of the farm bureau, and they can get access to people that lobby their state, or they can get access to bulk medical insurance for their family, stuff like that, because a lot of them are small businesses, they're independent contractors, or somewhere in that vein, and they don't get the benefits of being a larger organization. So what the Tabletop Gaming Alliance would be is of Washington. So it's Tabletop Gaming Alliance of Washington. So TGA of WA. And website's not up yet, but I'm coming on board to help them with communications. Maybe we can get a guy that knows how to do audio, or just has better luck with audio. So the idea behind it is they're going to reach out to, our state has more tabletop game companies than any other state in the U.S. It is ridiculous how many companies we have up here. So they're in talks with various companies all throughout the region. Then it'll also, they'll reach out to game designers, independent developers, artists that specialize within the industry, your friendly local game store. So because think about how many game stores you've seen come and go over the years.
they've started up by somebody that has great intentions, and within a couple years they've made a lot of bad decisions because they're gamer first and they're a business person second, third, or fourth. And the further down being a business person trying to run a business is, the more likely you're going to fail. So our friends over at Terracrux Games, they just had their 10th anniversary last Wednesday, and if you can take individuals like that, individuals like people up at Zulu's or Gabby down at Olympia Cards and Comics, if you can get them to be part of an alliance, a professional, pardon me, a professional organization, where new stores come in and they can ask, like, hey, how have you been in business for 10 years? How have you been in business for, the Olympia Cards and Comics? I think it was in business like nearly 20 years before Gabby bought it, like 15 years ago. So you you can have a much healthier industry if you have something like this. I joke that it's it's an old school guild, and then you have so many different things that you can share amongst the industry. Imagine if all the OGL debacle, if there would have been a professional organization to handle some of that before it ever went out into public. Wizards, who has shown interest to be part of something like this, could have reached out through the organization and said, hey, this is what we're looking at doing. And instead of it leaking and becoming a giant issue, and it was harmful and helpful to the industry. Did great for some companies. It actually did hurt WotC. Didn't hurt it for that first quarter, but you have that ability to kind of head off some of that stuff before it can hurt the industry as a whole. Let's see. So many RPG publishers. I wonder how that happens. Stairs at the mountain of Hasbro mandated peaks. You're going to, game companies are gonna have good times, bad times. There's game companies through the '90s that just didn't survive because they made they made a lot of decisions based upon how the market was in '96, and in '97 TSR is basically gone, swallowed up by Wizards of the Coast, and thankfully so, because otherwise D&D would have been a dead IP, and that's a crazy thought to think of, that being a dead IP. But you had West End Games that was playing a big shell game that they would have survived if not for the biggest name in the industry collapsing at the time. So stuff like that can happen, and if you're part of something like an alliance, something like a guild, you can have a better sense of what's going on in your industry, and you can reach out for assistance. It's a great move. It's a great idea, and you'll be hearing more in the months to come. I just signed on last week to be a voluntary communications person with them. So got a team of 3 people, and we're all volunteers. So we're working very few hours a week at the moment, and it's at the point of, hey, let's get all our feet, get our ducks in a row, and then let's start building information in our brand. But wanted to put that out there. Let's go over the first couple things that we got in. So we got Julian K's Mutants in the Next. So this is an expansion, a companion one for the retro modern mutant animal RPG. So we got the original book in, and it's gotten a bunch of notice in the library because it's it's modern Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Very much inspired by that, and this is our first companion. And this is thicker than the core book. This is like twice the size of the core book, if I recall. If I would have thought about it, I would have made sure to bring that with. But I mean, all kinds of new species to play as. The American black bear, the common eastern bumblebee, polar bear, New Zealand lesser short-tailed bat, an emu, brown falcon, a large flying fox. But tons of new things to play as. Very early Mirage in that cover font. I don't get the comment, but super excited to see them putting stuff out. And they sent it to us, which is awesome. And then, like I said, it was Terra Crux's 10th anniversary. I had to go down, and we basically own everything. The library has something that is everything that they have there. So that's awesome, because that means companies are feeding us books, people are donating stuff. But I saw that they had the 30th anniversary of Riffs, and I didn't have this personally or in the library. So when did this come out? Because Riffs came out in '89, so this would have been 2019. Yeah, '89 to 2000 to 99 to 2009, 2019. Yeah, so wow. This has been kicking around for several years now. This is 5 years old. Wow. Yeah. Didn't see me do the math. I used fingers. I used fingers in advanced trig and calculus. It cracked one of my teachers up. But yeah, we didn't have the 30th anniversary, so I thought that was actually a cool little addition. Paid for that out of pocket. Oh God, I love some of the art. Just anybody that doesn't loves Riffs hasn't just leafed through the crazy world that is Riffs and seen a technomancer. And there's just so much awesome. So that was the only two new things this week. And let's get to talking about stuff on the interwebs. Come on. Go over. Thank you. Thank you. No, other way. Other way. I'm in the midst of rearranging the office, so everything in the background is going to change because I'm going to shift my office over there, my streaming stuff over there. So I'm going to have my gaming stuff, my 3D printing, painting, and streaming. And I got to figure out how to shift everything so that I can stream painting stuff too. Woo! Things you do when you grow up and try to do things right. Okay. Palladium has some great 80s and 90s cover art. Palladium has some great just art, period. And some of it is amazing. In fact, we've got some prints that we need to probably auction off soon. That's not where I wanted to be. Here. So, there was a ton of people. This is board game related, not tabletop RPG related, but everything really applies within in the industry. So, Terraforming Mars is doing a expansion. Terraforming Mars, awesome game. It is one of the few newer board games that I've gotten to play, and really liked it. So they did some AI art in their expansion, and people flipped out over it. We as an industry have to have a discussion about AI art and AI writing, and it's going to happen, period. Now, downsides is if you're the producer, if you use AI under all the court cases with stuff like that, anybody can use what you've thrown in via the AI. Because there is a monkey with a camera case. Monkey stole a photographer's camera. Awesome photo came out of it, and then he posted the photos, and a bunch of people used that monkey photo in a variety of things and made money off of it. And he was like, well, this is my photo. And the courts came back and said, no, the monkey took it. The monkey has no rights to it. You have no legal rights to it just because it was your equipment. And similar things are being pushed, ruled upon in AI. So if you use AI art, anybody gets to use that AI art. If you use AI to finish off rules or whatever, all that can be used. So I am not a fan of AI art. I'm not a fan of AI writing. But if you're going to use it, know that there's a downside to you using it, and I think you should label it like contains AI art, contains AI writing, and I don't think you necessarily have to go down to the labeling each photo. I mean, even or each image, even though I think that would not be a bad thing. But if there is AI in your product, it needs to be disclosed. And the genie's out of the bottle. We're never going to go back. To use an old adage. And feel free to make comments. I'm watching all three chats as best I can. Yeah, it's weird streaming on three because a couple weeks ago I missed a bunch of chats on Rumble. Somebody was really active on Rumble, and I hope that me not responding to their comments sooner didn't run them off. Okay, let's. Love WizKids. It's so funny to see WizKids how far they've come in model production. Because man, I remember when they were the dungeon. Oh, their dungeon clicks game. I forget the name of it all of a sudden, but those minis were so horrible. But it was a great way to play a fun little quick game on out on the tables. Then they did the BattleTech ones, the MechWarrior clicks, and then Hero clicks. Well, they've been doing Mage Knight. Yes, thank you. They've been doing D&D minis for quite some time, and they just announced their 2024 stuff, and you can pre-order them. So it's for Dungeons & Dragons and Critical Role. So we can just look through some of these. I mean, just look at the size of this Minotaur. A Mind Flare, a Mummy, a little Kobold, a mer person with an actual trident. DC. Tridents don't have 5 freaking spokes. Oh, this bear is badass. This must be stuff for Eberron. Oh, Planescape. It looks like. Okay. Oh yeah, duh, yeah. The eyeball with wings, the clockwork eye, definitely is Planescape. Yeah, the bear's Planescape as well. Man, it's been a while since I've looked through Planescape. Ooh, an adult time dragon. That's actually pretty cool looking. I love this. So at Gen Con, I got to see their Mimic, the chest, and it is huge. And it's like $350. People were like, "Oh, that's crazy," but it doesn't weigh a whole lot. It's semi squishy, like it's not like squish like foam, but it's like a soft plastic that is kind of malleable. That way, if you drop it, it doesn't get destroyed. I'm assuming this mounted head because I'm gonna get a hold of them to see if I can get a life size Green Dragon trophy, and I'm trying to get the Mimic from him as well. And then I want this one so bad. So it's listed as foam. So was the Mimic chest. So the Red Dragon Wormling Foam 50th anniversary. It's 2.5 foot tall. It's $650. Let's see if I can pull. Yeah, I mean it's good looking. I really, really want one of these for the library. I love what WizKids is doing. And hey, Watsy, you talk about trying to monetize players. This is how you do it. I know that you're making money off of these from WizKids. Just do more of this. Actually license out dice and GM screens, and don't kill us with just bad books. Have all this other stuff, the ancillary stuff that players are gonna pick up. And then here's your Critical Role minis. That is a shiny, shiny suit. That is disturbing. Shade Mother. That is a spider termite thing. That is the stuff of nightmares. Yes, I really want this. This is beautifully sculpted. Oh, look at the detail in this. It's stunning. Okay, here's an awesome announcement. So Monty Cook has announced that the return to the black cube. So we have one of these black cubes. You see it right down at the bottom of the screen. So they released this in 2018, sold out. Did a second printing in 2019, sold out. And it looks like they're going to be bringing it back. 30-pound box cube. And there was additional content made for this game. It is super duper cute, cool. I know that the PDFs were $99, so I don't know what the price on this is going to be, but I mean, we have this laid out at the library from time to time. I really want to run this someday because it looks so good. It also looks like it's going to be a kickstart. So I don't know if it's going to be the same thing or if it's going to contain more or what, but it looks like at least it's at least a reprint, and that cube is massive. It's actually sitting in my living room right now. Let's look at some stuff that popped up onto Drive-Thru-RPG. So Star Trek Adventures, Modiphius is constantly releasing these little briefs. They're little short, free stuff to add on to Star Trek. So they just released their briefs, number 13, Dangers in Space. The Void-Bound Isle. It is a pay what you want. It is 430 pages. There's a lot of people that it's a huge setting for Pathfinder. So people are suggesting you pay $50 for it. I mean, it's 430 pages. And how many pages is this? It's twice the size of this, and this is $50. It's 50 times the size of the core rulebook or the player's handbook for D&D, which is now $60. See, classic fantasy imperative. Say that 3 times fast. So, unveil the realm of adventure with classic fantasy imperative. Step into the world where imagination knows no bounds and epic tales are woven by your choices. Classic Fantasy Imperative invites you to embark on thrilling quests in realms of fantasy and wonder. So it's free and uses the new Orc license, which I'm super hype about. Of the game rules I know. Yeah, a lot of people, I guess, somebody says, of the game rules I know by Monty Cook Games, Invisible Sun is one I haven't learned. And a lot of people haven't because it only came out in that giant box set. And I don't know how much it was. I know it was kind of expensive. It's super crazy and badass. Let's see. Lore Master RPG. Another free RPG. Is a rules-light RPG that allows for seamless play, leaving the level of realism to the group rather than encumbering the game with multiple equations and charts. In essence, lore masters allow you to play in the world, not the rule. So it is more of a... it's more collaborative storytelling than it is dice chucking, which some people absolutely love. The print box was $120. It was only $120. Are you sure that was only $120 in 2019? Well, that was the reprint. Fleshbound, a class for BORG. So for all the people that love BORG, here's a pay what you want, suggested $1. It is a one pager that is a new. That is not what I wanted to do, you silly thing. It's a one pager for a new race or new class in BORG. see. And Final Girl core rulebook. Pay what you want. Suggested $25. I'm always frustrated with these because they don't have physical prints. And it's like, oh, just give me physical prints, people. It's what the library does. Final Girl is a one-die horror tabletop RPG where you can play as your favorite horror tropes, play as a jock, nerd, mean girl, comic relief, etc. Get together with some friends and direct your own horror movie experience. If you prefer to have access to the Google Docs, shoot me an email. I actually really dig the fun scribbly cover art. See, new games coming out. So, from Steam Forge Games, Epic Encounters, the Cave Manticore for 5e. So, there's your box. And then, come on. There's your Manticore. Look at that thing. I love they have the underlit stuff. Steam Forge Games makes some stunning minis. How big is the Manticore? Let's see. Manticores are renowned for blah, 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 blah. So it's on a 100 mil base, so that's a base that's about this big. So he's probably, yay big. So his wings are probably about yay big around. He's probably about the size of my head. He could fit in my head. So it comes with the Manticore on a 100 mil base, 12 tokens, double-sided A2 game mat, an adventure book, monster stats, and tips and tricks for building tension and excitement. So it's not just a mini; it's also an encounter, and it's a it's a mini on a 100 mil base. So that's a sizable mini. And then Epic Encounters, Camp of Bandit Twins. So here's what you get in the box. Oh, that's a nifty rock monster. Rock monster. Boom 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 dun 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 dun. Boom boom dun 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 dun. I would not want to ride an armored goat. See, comment in the chat said I should unearth from my storage a bunch of the Planescape and D&D Mysteria material I collected. Most all is very good condition. Yes, it's always time for Rock Lobster. Yeah, I would love to actually. I have not played Planescape since the 90s, so I actually, let me rephrase that. I have not run Planescape since the 90s because I've actually never played in Planescape either. Let's see. So what's in the box? 18 miniatures, including 7 unique sculpts, double-sided A2 game mat, an adventure book, monster stats, and tips and tricks for building tension and excitement. So, I love the stuff that Steam Forge puts out. They put out some crazy good stuff because I love that you're getting minis, but you're getting stuff for a game. You know what? I am going to go over to finish pulling books this week for Rose City Comic Con. For those of you that don't know, we're going down to Portland for Rose City Comic Con. It's going to be our first Portland area show, which is super exciting. So maybe we'll showcase some Planescape down there. So, what was this? Oh, I don't know why it came up with a... So, Cubicle 7, I don't know why it directed me to an Amazon Prime link. Awesome. Well, you can see I have nothing in my cart. Oh no, I have a banner over there. Awesome. So, Cubicle 7 is doing the Warhammer Fantasy roleplay stuff. Also, the Warhammer 40k stuff. They have 2 different 40k games. 20 bucks. Yes, I am keeping it down to 20 boxes. It's 20 boxes of games couple shelves, and then whatever we need to stuff, because we need maps and stuff like that. So we got the Sea of Claws. This is new out for the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay game. And I really like what they're doing over there. I think they're doing good stuff with the Warhammer license. So old school sorcery, swords and sorcery. Ugh. $5 for the watermarked PDF. It is an OSR or an OSE RPG, and then it has there's stuff from Luke Gygax in here, and so it's a modern. It's an OSE, so. And it looks really cool because I don't know if all of the art is actually like paintings, but if it's not, they've put a great effect on it to make it look like it is from a painting. I want to find out if if this is if these are actually physically painted or if they've just done a digital edit to something to make it look like they're physically painted, because the art is actually really cool. So I like it. It says OSR, KDK, D&D, and BX. So it shows where you know what you're getting into. Old Skull Swords and Sorcery. Oh, yes, what a mouthful. Soul Mist. 45 euros, 250 page core rulebook. It's 5e based. It is a very unique world setting. It is very dark. So if you're looking for something 5e based that you can jump into, this is a pretty interesting option. I was looking through. It is a very dark setting, which some people really want to play in. I mean, hey, Vampire the Masquerade was huge, and it's getting big again. Sometimes I like a dark world. Okay, for those out there that can't deal with their pocketbook and looking at crowdfunding, got a lot of crowdfunding stuff. There's a lot of really cool stuff. And I spent a lot of time combing through looking at RPG stuff, typing it out a million different ways, and filtering through all of the different 3D files. Because if you go to Kickstarter, or especially Kickstarter, you're like, oh, let me see what's available. And it's just like 3D STL files. Then like 11 pages of STL files and 12 pages of dice and the like. And then you're like, oh, look, finally books. So, you've been given your warning, and we're going on to Kickstarters. Capers Cyberpunk. So, Capers came out a little while ago, and this is just now their Cyberpunk version. Capers is actually a fun little system. It's well put together. This is your super powered Cyberpunk. So imagine Cyberpunk, don't think of Shadowrun, but think of like actual Cyberpunk world mixed with like mutants and masterminds, but very toned down rules. So Capers has been around for a little while, and it's a decent set of rules. Uses cards and I think D6 if I remember. So Capers Cyberpunk is a bookend to the Capers universe, which started with Capers and then it's set in alternate 20s, published 5 years ago. Since then, Capers Noir, Capers Covert, that's super spies, super villains with superpowers in the 60s, and Capers Offworld, 1920s retro future super criminals in space. So he's put out a bunch of stuff. So $10 gets you the PDF, the hardship PDF. $20 is the standard PDF. $30 for the PDF community support, saying, hey, $10 I can't really afford it. $20 is where the PDF is priced. $30 is, hey, I really dig this. Here's 10 extra bucks. $40 you get the PDF and the book. 50 you get the PDF book, community support. Limited edition book and PDF for 60, and limited edition PDF and community support is 70. So don't do the hardship one unless you actually are short on funds. Actually pay, because they're at 9,000. They got 23 days to go, so they just launched. They've put out a solid product for a number of years. And if you can afford to actually back a game, then back a game. Let's see. Sanction, a role-playing game of challenges and hacks. So I hadn't looked at this one yet. I just saw this and I was like, okay, let's. So it's from Manchester, UK. Ooh. Are they Man United? Sanction RPG. Core universal rules which cover handling challenges, dealing with threats, hurting and healing, creating players' characters. I figure that would be the first thing. Game moderator toolbox, sample adversaries, resolving hazards, potential abilities, and character sheet. So. During a session of Sanction, a player handles challenges with roll against one of 3 resources, measured by dice value for physical, mental, and willpower. The hopes to avoid a 1 or 2. Whatever the outcome, the character will succeed in a broad terms, but they falter with a result of 1 or 2. A falter means success with fresh consequences. I dig that. So £6 gets you Shade Hunter, the digital, the PDF. The £10 mark is Eager Minion, softcover and the PDF. The Red Agent gets you the hardcover and the PDF. And 40 gets you the Treasure Seeker, the Red Agent plus dice tray and ARU of holding. I don't know. I feel like an idiot. I don't know what ARU is. Oh, and All Rolled Up. Okay, All Rolled Up is the company that makes it. Okay. So looks pretty neat. I actually like the red the hardcover. I think that's pretty nice looking. Let's see, Old Town Saga. Match witch with legendary criminal in this adventure for the world's favorite role-playing game. So 9 hours to go. They were looking for $321. They're out of Sydney, Australia. So it was like they were looking for 500 Aussie bucks. So the kangaroo dollar is converts over to 321 freedom dollars. So they're at 16,788 kangaroo bucks, which is 10,800 US dollars. They've created a few. I've looked at one of their I think we looked at their last one. So it's a single adventure, 4 to 8 hours for first through fourth level characters, and they actually look really good overall, and they have a bunch. I love it. I love it when people bundle their previous work. So you can get all their previous stuff. That is really good. Let's see. Islis 1E, a grimdark biopunk role-playing game. Brand new tabletop RPG from Fable Scraps. 1,000 years ago, humans tried to invade a land of monsters. They failed. Freedom dollars. These guys are out of Portland, Oregon. Let's see. So, very interesting looking. So this is their first created 4 hours to go. They're little. They wanted 15 grand. Let's look at what they were gonna offer for rewards and stuff. So the idea already sounds kind of cool, but let's see. $5. Receive the digital quick play guide, the character sheets. $20. Receive everything in the Gent, as well as a physical map of Jalazra, Jalazra, and a physical launch poster. Oh, I think they may have just gone a little overzealous on, because like this one doesn't include the digital book. You got to make that like. So I think where they went wrong, because overall this doesn't look like a bad Kickstarter. I think their tiers, they kind of went a little weird on, and people basically gave up. It's amazing how quickly people will give up if they look through, if your tiers seem really confusing, especially if you have tiers outside of, like, hey, you can donate $1, or you get a really cheap tier together, and you not have your core book in those. So like, hey, you can get whatever, help support us, but you've got to have your book in all the other levels. Having levels without books in them is a death knell, and they've got a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different rewards, and when you have some that don't include the rule book, and they're not the lowest tier, that's probably where they're hurting. I would love to reach out to Veronica and say, hey, what can we do to help you relaunch this, so that, because I don't think they're going to make 10 grand in 4 hours. I mean, they may, and that would be awesome. Hey, maybe Veronica will be at Rose City Comic Con next weekend, seeing as how the project is listed in Portland, Oregon. Veronica, if you're watching, come chat with us at Rose City Comic Con. Because one, I'd like to know more about this game. The artwork looks really cool. The underlying concepts seems really cool. I just think that there's some important things that you need to do to your Kickstarter that would probably help you go a long ways. Let's see. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this one. It is an Aztec word. So it's a white box role playing in the So imagine old school an OSE based in the Aztec Empire. As the history nerd, I am super stoked for this. I love this. I worked a job I worked a job outside of the family store to raise money. So I actually worked in a wood shop when I was like 12, 13 years old, and made a bunch of like train whistles and stuff like that, sold them at events leading up to a summer school. And I paid money. I went and raised money to go to a summer school, and that summer school was learning about Mexico and history, and that was the focus of that nerd summer school I went to that year. Every year they had a different focus, and that one was really cool to me. I think I actually still have the little hand puppet I made from that, and that was 30 some odd years ago. But I've always thought that sorry, somebody's in the kitchen listening to random thing, and it's just coming straight into the room. Sorry about that. Okay, I've always loved the. Well, I won't say loved. I've always had a massive respect for the Aztec culture, and super excited. I'm gonna actually back this with some of my own funds. It is a very intriguing, very intriguing looking world. I'm super excited. Oh, still want to own a physical copy of Mazateca. The old second ed, or the was Mazateca second ed, or was that basic? I can't remember. But yeah, that's been the closest to a popular Aztec-based game. See, monsters and lairs, new monsters, maps, and lore to add to your fantasy of horror campaign for Dungeons and Dragons or any tabletop role-playing game. Oh, look at this art! So this was part of the reason why this one got included. Status Effect Games. I've not seen anything from this company before, but headless undead mutated rodents, the atmosphere's spawn of gelatinous cubes, and more. Monsters Layers includes 20 new monsters ready to throw into any campaign. Look at the mutated rats. A swarm of hungry squonk feast on dead soldiers in the aftermath of a battle. Oh, those are disturbing. Digital tokens. Nice. Maps, so layers. Who wants to run Cthulhu in the octopus maze? Some really nice layers. And original art. God, look at that. It is so cool. What? Hey, it's Goro's Russian cousin. Angry spirits. What? Oh, you can open the door. You're 20 pounds. You're way more than the door. Oh, I didn't know that Big Eye Small Mouth, or no, Beckham, BECM. Why does that not ring a bell all of a sudden? I initially read Bessem. Having a Aztec setting in Bessem would be kind of hilarious. So these guys have hit their goal. They've got 30 days to go. Looks like it's all digital. 101 NPCs. A zine with over 100 unique NPCs for your role-playing games. So I like having stuff like this around because sometimes you just don't want to come up with the backstories of a bunch of characters, and side character, copy of the zine for £3. Supporting role, you get the zine, you get your name in the PDF, and printable handouts. Leading character, you get all that, and then a folio of familiar faces and PDFs and handouts. And then director, $90, a massive physical bundle. Copies of 5 of our most exciting projects, as well as digital copies and handouts. A massive savings, including the Night Market, Tomb of Witches, Inventory of Improving Items, Volume 1 and 2, and the Codex of Crime. So $90 gets you this campaign and all their others. And again, I love it when people do that. So Wormwood is doing a DM screen, and I don't know if this is the Wormwood that we see everywhere. I mean, it's gorgeous, but I don't know why Wormwood. I mean, why is Wormwood doing Kickstarters? You're just pre-ordering. I mean, it is a really cool GM screen. I really do like it. It's a stunning GM screen, but why are they on the why are they on Kickstarter? that was more there for me to rant for a moment. Dragon Slayer role-playing game. So, I hadn't looked at this one yet, because is this actual Dragon Slayer? Okay, this is different Dragon Slayer. Okay. So, Dragon Slayer TM is a classic fantasy role-playing game inspired from the intersection of Moldabay Basic and First Edition. Dragon Slayer is a codification of the home game I played for decades. This is the same game used to create and play my Mega Dungeons, Barrow Maze, Arcania, Highfell, and Darrow Deep. So initially I was like, oh man, is this... I thought this was somebody trying to do Dragon Slayer, the old video game. So they're killing it. They got 10 days to go. They wanted 20,000 Canadian dollars. And they're at 46, almost 47,000 loonies. Let's see, Outpost, solo role-playing game. I love having solo RPGs around. What? Oh my god, you're such a pain in the butt sometimes. Oh. Is Wormwood just releasing a limited release of the product? It's just, yeah, it's they're re-releasing one of their high-end RPG GM screens, and you'll be able to okay, basic expert companion master. So yeah, I totally forgot the acronym. My brain sometimes, because usually I just call it basic, even though you have all the different editions of rules in there as well. It's D&D basic, not not advanced D&D. And yes, I like that new Eastleigh art. The new Eastleigh art's awesome in that last campaign. See, so Outpost, they got a long ways to go. They're looking for 4,500 kangaroo bucks, and they're just shy of 1,000, but they've got 22 days. So I hope they can do well. Solo RPGs. I think solo RPGs are kind of starting to taper off because there were so many of them done in the last 2 or 3 years that now people are like, oh, hey, maybe let's do something different. So this is kind of probably a bad time to get into it. But because of COVID, there's been a lot of people requesting 2-player RPGs. So I want to see more of those, because they're a great way to get, especially if you're a couple and your significant other is like, oh, I'm kind of interested. What is this about? And it gives you that perfect way to jump in. See, Hypercore 2099, using what's old is new. So, first brought to Kickstarter over half a decade ago, more than 5 years ago. This updated 180-page version of Hypercore 2099 has everything GM needs to run unforgettable campaigns in Hyper-Earth using what's old is new. So yes, Hypercore has put out. So this is just if you are into the what is old is new RPG, Legendary Games puts out some really cool stuff. And please stop saying hyper. I mean, there's people that are getting tattoos of it. Woin is a pretty easy to learn system and is really great for sci-fi stuff. So, if you are interested in picking up the update of Hypercore 2099, it is on Kickstarter right now. This, I have personally backed this. You can probably see on there. Yes, I backed Life is Like a Hurricane here in BORG, a Borg compatible tabletop RPG. this one had me at word go. Doom, 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 doom. Life is like an airplane here in Duckborg. I mean, I'm just gonna scroll through the art because it. I mean, look at this. This is so genius. They have nailed everything that we loved about DuckTales and what is awesome. I I couldn't help but back this. Hey, this is gonna be mine. You can download a preview. It's on itch.io. Oh my god. Whew. I mean, just the art. So, race cars is the PDF. It's $10. Lasers is a. Oh, so hang on. Race cars is the PDF. Oh, this is the expansion, and lasers get you the PDF at $15 of the base game. Then aeroplanes get you the Sorba of the Treasure Streets, wind in your hair and zine on your hand, wing, paw, either way, it's Duckborg zine. So you get a physical copy and the PDF. And then jumps up to, it's a duck blur. It's $100. I wasn't willing to do this. But you get the book, the PDF, and it looks like a crushed penny that's done in a... So, a magical coin ripped from Screw's vaults. Screw's vaults. Exclusive rules for using your magical item. Your name on Screw's list of thieves in the book. Plus... Oh, it won't... No. Magical coin, rules, your name, and then the zine. I mean, I wasn't willing to do the $100, but I mean, it's so... So, it's... Disney can't sue on this one. Disney may want to try to sue on this one, but... They're all unique names as long as they're not using any of the names from them. This is total fair use. This is absolutely 100% fair use from what I've seen so far. And good luck on Disney on this one. This would get thrown out of court. Harn World, 8 days to go. I did not know Harn World had something up on. They're in Blaine. Oh, so. So, Harn World is actually. Hope they make a launching pad spin tails supplement. I want to get in touch with the Duckborg guys and be like, hey, I've got a million ideas. Because, I mean, you could do something adapted from all the different shows. Could you imagine, just Launchpad McQuack, Gizmo Duck. I don't know if it's in the book, but there's so much you can do with that IP. That's not that IP. I don't want to see your butt, cat. So, Harn World. Really awesome game. Was around in the 80s and 90s. Disappeared for a while and has been resurrected fairly successfully, and they have doing well with an adventure that has 8 days to go. So, continuing series of hardcore editions of the Kingdoms of Harn. So this is yet another one of their kingdoms. So $50 gets you the book, retail shop, and $2.99 will get you 6 books in total, which is always nice. And do they $2.89? Oh, that was the early bird on that one. So $2.99 is not bad to get all of the world books they put out so far, or kingdom books. And the Harn World is actually a super cool game. Yes, yeah. Well, I know. So you say Columbia Games have been out by the border for a while now. I know Columbia Games was up there, but the team behind, because Columbia Games is putting out, the team behind Harn World, I think lives back in the Midwest still. Because I was like, wait, they're in Blaine, but Columbia Games is there. The Harn World people, I'm pretty sure, because I've talked to them a couple times, they're all living in the Midwest. Oh no, an ad break. No. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, so those of you that were on YouTube and Rumble got to see something while everyone else was watching an ad. So this is the Larry Elmore Complete Elmore Volume 3 hardcover book. Whew. Highlights of a path well traveled. Larry Elmore is definitely getting up there in years, but if you've ever seen the D&D Red Box, that's Larry Elmore and a ton of, he's done stuff all over. So it's been over 10 years since my successful 2012 campaign for the Complete Elmore, a hardcover collection of my highlights my long career as a fantasy artist. But didn't stop working in 2012, and the last decade has been fruitful, and I think it's time for an update. So this is great because you can see the early art and then what it became. And there's the red box. I love stuff like this. And Larry Elmore has, so much most of our idea of what dragons look like in D&D are because of the art of Larry Elmore. So, $125 for the core book, but it's a gorgeous art book. $175 gets you it signed, and I like that it says late because that means it's going to come late. Elmore had a video of his property where he has 2 shipping containers entrenched in his property filled with all the things he's done. I absolutely believe that. And the reason why they're entrenched is better climate control. And he is an insanely prolific artist. And for the detail and quality you get, it's bonkers and he's been painting for ages. So 145. Oh, these are all gone. You can get the Complete Elmore Volume 3 signed. Oh, so these were 145 were the early, and they went so fast. There's 170 left of the 500. And then add-ons. Since this will be my last Kickstarter campaign, this will also be your last chance to it's crazy to think like that. It's the Complete Elmore Volume 2 black and white hardcover book, $60. Added the Complete Elmore Volume 2 black and white leather-bound book for $100. They've sold out of the soft cover. They've sold out of the clip art and color. Jeez, clip art and color customizing studio soft cover only because they're out of the CD-ROM. Oh, I'd forgotten about this clip art. Oh, I need to find a copy of that CD somewhere. It's got to be out there. Published in 2002. Let's see. I'm looking up. He's only 75. see, and then an audio commentary by Larry Elmore for $10. I will be recording an audio commentary track for the Larry Elmore, or for the Complete Elmore Volume 3, highlights of a path well traveled, in which I will discuss some of my favorite pieces. This is awesome. And every time I've got to meet him, he's just such an amazing dude. He is always just happy to talk about anything. We just released 25 8x10s still available as add-ons, so you can add. Jeez. There's the Cyberpunk cover. Oh, didn't actually want to do that. Yeah, he did the cover. I mean, so much work. Yeah, and just look at him go. He's still just. I've met him several times. 50 years of doing art. For press inquiries and interviews, email support@larryelmore.com. I think I'm going to email them. Let's see. Wilder Feast. You are what you eat. So this one is doing great. So 141,000, 7 days to go. Out of Italy. There's so much coming out of Italy. Italy is just killing it with RPGs the last few years. So, a tabletop RPG of monstrous cuisine. This looks adorable. But Wonder Feast is an RPG about becoming part of a natural world by making it part of you. Players assume the role of wilders, monster hunters, chefs who wield gargantuan kitchen implements and gain powerful mutations from each monster they eat. Using those powers, they seek harmony between humanity and the wild. All creatures, be they human or monsters, obey one rule of the land. You are what you eat. Yes, he did the covers for EverQuest as well. Yes, Larry Elmore has done... Everyone has seen stuff that Larry Elmore has done. You hunt monsters, you cook monsters, and you feed monsters, healing and comforting those you can. Humans use D8s, monsters use D20. Download the Quick Start, guys. I'm very much contemplating backing this Kickstarter exclusive. You get a collector's box and Unique's branded apron. Oh, and we covered these last week. I ordered some because I was like, oh, these would be really hilarious for me to wear around at events. While the large, extra large size that they said they were, these are listed as adult, large or extra large. Yeah, they don't even fit my wife. They're a extra large, or they're a large kid size. I mean, I can't fully extend my hand in there. I mean, I got big hands, but they're super cushy. But yeah, and it says for ages 14 plus. And it's like, whose foot size were you working off of when you said that these were large, extra large? I mean, yeah, they're tiny, but they're adorable. They're going to go on a shelf behind me out for future shows. Yes, this is one I'm absolutely considering backing. So, appetizer, $24. You get the PDF. The meal is $54. You get the physical copy of the book. Then for $70, you get physical copy of the book, a one land map poster. Let's see. Well, it's got 9 items included. Dice, GM screen, all kinds of fun stuff. Banquet is $102. So you get the Adventures Cookbook, a one-land map poster, a set of Wild Feast dice, a guide screen, a deck of monster cards, a deck of area cards, a deck of technique and condition cards, plus all the stretch goals. And the collector's edition is $134. You get the boxed Kickstarter edition of Wilder Feast with a magnetically sealed collector's box, including a physical copy of Wilder Feast book and the Adventures Cookbook, a one-land map poster, a set of Wild Feast dice, game screen, journal pack, embroidered cloth bag, a branded cotton apron, plus all unlocked goals. and then the early bird one is gone. So it is pretty neat and adorable looking. I like the idea that different things get different dice. Monster hunting cooking resembles the concept of anime Tokyo. Of the anime Troika. Toriko? Toriko. It's pretty kooky. I'll have to look that one up. And then Monsters. I've backed this one, and really, they've only got a couple days to go. This is Ken St. Ander, he's one of the last old school game designers. Created Monsters first edition in 1975. Tunnels and Trolls was also 1975. Tunnels and Trolls is the second RPG ever. So this is going to be the last hurrah to get anything from one of the old school game designers. This is his 2.7 edition. I love that he refused to say that it was going to be a third edition. It's awesome. The great thing about Monsters is you play as the monsters. So this was 1975, the second year of RPGs. We were already doing reverse dungeons. Love it. So our friends over at Monty Cook they've got 4 days left. They're at 1.5 million. Whew, nice. This is the Magnus Archives role-playing game. So it is, let's see. It's an award-winning horror fiction. So it's a podcast that they're turning into. It's a horror fiction podcast that they're turning into an RPG. So you too can do your own RPG podcast of that same world. And they're killing it. 1.5 million. Rotting Mines of Copperbend, fully funded in under 30 minutes. Well, they had a $100 goal. So. It's a dollar one shot, so it's really cheap. That's why their goal was so low. It is a nice little PDF of little cool one shot down in the Copperbend mines, the rotting mines of Copperbend. Let's see, 22 days left. This finally launched the other day, just a couple days back. So I think it launched just after last news. So this is Tea Time Adventures. It's the Tea Pets, but you can get all the books: the Tea Time Adventures core book, Tales from the Oaken Bend, and Tea Pets. And the library is probably going to back this just to get these really cool looking covers. I mean, the team behind this, Snowbright Studios, we got to meet them at PAX, and they were just. So it's funny because this is a game that's not really aimed at a guy like me, but even though they weren't aiming at a guy like me, it's just such a well put together thing that it's something that anybody and everybody could pick up. It's one of those ones, they probably had a target audience in mind, and then it's super cool to see people are actually picking this up, and it's adorable. The core book has recipes that go along with the world, so you can actually make those. Let's see, a second source podcast property. I've yet to even dig into the old Gods of Appalachia is actually a really good RPG. I have not listened to any of the podcast stuff, but the RPG is really, really cool. So 100% support people backing Tea Time Adventures. Back it, get all 3 books. Let's see. They've got their $150 set. Library can't do that. They got their Tea Party set at $250. The PDFs, $25 gets you the second edition core rulebook. So it's $25 per book. And then the players pack, which is cool because this is actually the just what the player needs. And then retail pack, it's $5 of each. And the Snowbright starter set. So The library is probably going to see if we can get all 3 of the core books. It's an adorable little game, and so much fun for just anybody to pick up and enjoy. Bramble Trek, doing really well. They're at £53,000. This is a GM-less system, but the cool thing is you can play solo, or you can play with up to 7 players, I think it is. And you're playing little mice, and you can play either solo or with other people. I really like it. Tea Time Adventure is a cozy RPG. No need to justify it. Not necessarily justifying it. I'm saying that it's one of those games that had a target audience, but I think is has a broader appeal than what anybody thought. Like, I really like Golden Skies, but it definitely has a target audience. Hey there, Leo. We're partway through the news. Let's see. Badger and Coyote, the cozy duet RPG. So, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I am excited to see companies coming out with 2-player RPGs. Because during the pandemic, I have no clue how many couples I ended up talking to where one of the people one of the people in the couple said, "Hey, my significant other really was interested, but all I had at hand was D&D, or all I had at hand was this," and it was like, then it was, me telling a story and them just kind of semi playing along with it. So people are looking for stuff like this. I love this. What is Badger and Coyote? Inspired by real life. There's, I'd actually seen this little bit before, and is a whole little bit like this badger and this coyote have been caught on all kinds of different cameras. I forget where it's at, hanging out together. So, beginner-friendly rule set into mischievous fun. 42 adventure hooks. Tips on how to play as a badger or a coyote. How to play GM-less 2-player games. And 2 play styles, discover and share. 8 story twists to choose from to surprise your friend, based on biologist research on how this lovable duo interact with each other in the world. I love this on two fronts. One, they're adorable little videos. Look up Badger and Coyote. You should be able to find these videos. And 2, it's something that the industry's kind of been screaming for, because we've had group games, we've had solo games, but we're really lacking on those 2-player games. And super excited to see a grizzled threat. Can Badger and Coyote find a way to help the hungry bear, or drive it from the forest before it harms someone? $40 gets you. I want this. I know it's doing well. It's at 4,000. It wanted 2,500. They've got nearly a month left. I really want people to back this. I want more 2-player games out there for people to hand to people that need them. And collection of 3 one-shot D&D 5e adventure, The Illustrated Troll. So they're just over their goal, and they got 21 days left. So Saga of Azebo, the Illustrated Troll. He was born amidst the gentle embrace of towering mountains and lush valleys. His clan thrived on unity and traditional lore, and from a young age, Azebo was attuned to the spirit of the land, where he was exceptionally curious and strong-willed, qualities that both vexed and endeared him to his kin. So this is just a series of one-shots that you can pick up and run. Badger is the muscle, while Coyote is the nimble. Probably. Let's see. Let's look at Humble Bundle. This has 2 days left. If you at all love Dungeon Crawl Classics, you pick up the core book, and for $25, you get so much stuff. Some of it's 5e, some of it's D20. All of it is basically usable in DCC. Some of these we've played on stream. This is an amazing value. I mean, if you were to buy these from DCC, it'd be like $1,000, and you also get a freaking 20% coupon. So you back this for $25, is it? I think it was. Yeah, $25. You get boatloads of stuff, and then you use that 20% discount on buying the core rulebook from DCC Goodman Games website. Which, if you buy the physical book, you get you get the PDF as well. So I think the book is $30, and if you're 20% off, do the math on that. I mean, you're into Dungeon Crawl Classics for for less than the player's handbook for D&D would cost you right now. That's insane. And I like Dungeon Crawl Classics a lot. Let's see, these are stories, these are not RPG books. So if you at all play the Shadowrun world, $18 gets you 42 stories, and these are actually really great for expanding, because a lot of people jump into Shadowrun and they don't know where to go. So this can be a huge help. Read a handful of these. So for $18, you get a boatload of stories to read through and really kind of build out the world that you want to share. Trail of Cthulhu. This is from Pellegrin Press. This has 9 days to go. So this is actually Trail of Cthulhu, the RPG. And so you get, for $18, 22 books and a 20% off coupon for their website. And there's a ton of stuff in, because as soon as the early Cthulhu stuff became open for everybody to use, Comcast, you having connection problems? So as soon as because not all the Cthulhu stuff is public domain name yet, but the vast majority is, and as soon as it came public domain, lots of Cthulhu stuff started coming out. And Pellegrin Press is pretty good about putting stuff out, and these are actually pretty good. I spent some time looking through some of them this last week. And so this is not an RPG. It's a survival and readiness essentials. Yes, the end is coming. Now, if you're into playing like horror games or survival type RPGs, this can be some great stuff to throw ideas out into your games. Things that, just make your game a little more impactful of how you put things out. And, hey, some of it could be a lot of fun to learn. You want to learn how to use old school tools? I had to learn the weird shop I worked in. See, and then our last page, see, right. So, oh, hey, Mistborn, cool. We have some of the Mistborn stuff in the library. So for $18, you get the Mistborn adventure game, and these are really cool because they're based on the Mistborn novels, and they're roughly the same size as a novel. See, the Alloy of Law, Masks of the Past, Terrace Wrought of Copper, and Ska, Tin and Ash. I thought ska was brass, not tin. Boom, boom. Oh. The Lovecraft Film Festival is October 6th through 8th. Where's that going to be at? See, Delta Green Mega. So $8 gets you Delta Green Agent's Handbooks, the Complex, and the Agent Dossiers. And then if you go up to $40, you get all that, plus the Handler's Guide, the Delta Green, the Conspiracy, the Labyrinth, Iconoclasts, Impossible Landscapes, Argent, and Delta Green handler screen. Oh, Portland. Oh, down in Portland is going to be the HP Lovecraft Film Festival. Probably not driving down to Portland for two things. And please tell me that does not look like Ewan McGregor. Okay, that looks a lot like Ewan McGregor. I think he was the inspiration for this piece. Let's see, Delta Green Assets Pack. So $18 gets you Assets Packs Classified 1, Known Vectors Pack 1, Law Enforcement Pack 1, Public Interest Pack 1, and Private Sector Pack 1. So these are all assets, digital assets for playing Delta Green. So if you're going to pick up Delta Green and you want to play online, you want to use something like Roll20, there you go. Hostel, $10. Get you Hostel Rules and Setting, gritty space horror built on the Cephas engine, Gunlocker, and the Cephas handouts. The Hostel referee screen. Huh. Then, if you go up to $21.30, you get all that, plus Explorer's Dirtside Colony Builder, so 3 planet-side supplements for Hostel, Alien Breeds, Synthetics, Gunboats and Shuttles, the Marine Corps Handbook 2215, and Crew Expendable. Somebody's been watching Alien. And Knights of the Dinner Table. Let's see. Oh, this is the comics, it looks like. So for $25, get all these digital comics. Night of the Dinner Table Bundles of Trouble, volume 41 through 50. That is Knights of the Dinner Table issues 139 through 178. Otherwise, that would be $130. That's not bad. If you like Knights of the Dinner Table, this is where Hackmaster came from. Here's a great way to support them and pick up a bunch of issues, volumes 41 through 50. Well, that is all we've got. We've gone through a bunch of stuff. We talked about AI. We looked at a bunch of new awesome models. Oh, I want this red dragon so bad. He looks so adorable. He's only $650. The re-release of Invisible Sun, the box set. The 2 new releases from Steamforged. A whole bunch of other fun releases that have been popping out. Old Skull Sorcery Swords. Jesus, criminy! Old Skull Swords and Sorcery. If I don't look at it, I can say it. Old Skull Swords and Sorcery. Haha. And then boatloads of Kickstarters, including BORG. I can't wait for this one to come out. So, until next time, thank you all for tuning in, and it has been a blast. I hope everyone has a good night. Go out and play with others, and have a good week. Tomorrow we will be playing Pirate BORG on Talk Like a Pirate Day. So we'll do it this Thursday, and then we're going to try to continue on do Wednesday for a few weeks. We're going to try to run it for a maybe 6 or 8 sessions, and then try to find something new to play on the channel on Wednesdays again. So until next time, the library is now closed. Go out and play with some people. Be friendly. Communicate with others. See